and welcome to another Assembly at Sweck. Now, one of the things I enjoy about celebrating Easter is Easter eggs, and I'm sure you enjoy eating Easter eggs too. Maybe you have an Easter egg hunt on Easter Sunday. Well, Easter eggs are a fun part of celebrating Easter, aren't they? Well, I've got some other special Easter eggs with me today. Here they are. And these eggs are going to show us some events of the Easter story. So let's look inside the first egg. So this is the first one, and inside is a donkey. Jesus entered the city of Jerusalem on a donkey. He was welcomed as a king. People put palm branches and cloaks on the ground for the donkey to walk over. As Jesus went past, people shouted, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest heaven!" This was a time of celebration. So let's open our next egg. Ooh, I wonder what's inside. I can hear something. Ooh, it's some silver coins. Now, Jesus had 12 disciples, or we could call them followers or friends, and they travelled around with him. The disciples had seen Jesus perform miracles and had heard Jesus say amazing things about God. But there was one disciple who was not as loyal as the others. His name was Judas. In fact, he was happy to betray Jesus. Judas was willing to hand Jesus over to the chief priests and officials so that he could be arrested. In exchange for Jesus, the chief priests gave Judas 30 silver coins. Let's open egg number 3. Inside we've got a cup. Jesus had a final meal with his friends, the disciples. They were together celebrating the Passover. Jesus gave them bread to eat and wine to drink. The bread and wine were symbols of what was going to happen to him. The bread was a symbol of his body, and the wine was a symbol of his blood. This final meal is called the Last Supper. Let's open egg number 4. Inside we've got some praying hands. After the Last Supper, Jesus and his disciples went to a place called Gethsemane. Jesus went there to pray. He knew that what was going to happen to him would be hard. Jesus prayed to God 3 times. While Jesus was praying, the disciples kept falling asleep. Let's open our next egg. So inside this egg we've got a whip. After Jesus prayed, he was arrested and put on trial. At the trial, they found Jesus not guilty. He hadn't done anything wrong. But even though Jesus was innocent, they still wanted to kill him. They did horrible things to Jesus. They made fun of him, they called him names, and they hit him in the face. They even flogged him, which means they hit him with a whip. Next, we have a yellow egg. Let's see what's inside. Inside this one, we've got a rooster. Meanwhile, one of Jesus' disciples, called Peter, was nearby. 3 times people came up to Peter, asking if he knew Jesus. And 3 times Peter said, no, he didn't know Jesus, which was not true. Immediately after the 3rd time of Peter saying no, he heard a rooster crow, just like Jesus said would happen. Let's open egg number 7. Inside we've got a crown of thorns. The soldiers did lots of unkind things to Jesus. They made fun of Jesus by dressing him up like a king. They took his clothes off and put a robe on him. A king normally has a crown, so the soldiers gave Jesus a crown, except this crown was made from thorns twisted together. They put a staff in his hand and pretended to bow down to him. They spat on him, hit him, and continued to make fun of him. Let's open the next egg. So inside this one we've got some nails in the shape of a cross. Jesus carried a cross to a place called Golgotha. Then they crucified him. They nailed him to a cross. Jesus was crucified with 2 other people who were either side of him. Let's open egg number 9. Inside we have a spear. The soldiers broke the legs of the other 2 men who were crucified with Jesus. But when they came to Jesus, they found that he was already dead. So instead, they put a spear in his side. When they removed the spear, blood and water flowed out of Jesus. Jesus had died on the cross. Just a few eggs to go now. We're on egg number 10. So inside this one we have a linen cloth. After Jesus had died, they took his body down from the cross. A rich man called Joseph asked for Jesus' body. Joseph took the body, wrapped it in linen cloth, and placed it in a tomb. A big stone was placed in front of the entrance to the tomb. The next day, a guard was put in front of the tomb. Nearly at the end. So egg number 11, pink egg this time. Inside we have a stone. A few days later, there was an earthquake. An angel from heaven came down and rolled back the stone from the entrance to the tomb. The guards were afraid of the angel. We are on our final egg. Now our last egg is a white egg, and I wonder what could be inside. Are you ready? Oh, hang on. It's empty. Some women came to visit Jesus' tomb. When they arrived, they saw that the stone had been rolled back. The angel spoke to the women. The angel said, "Don't be afraid. You are looking for Jesus. He's not here. He is risen. Come and see where they laid him. Go and tell his disciples that he has risen." So, we've looked at the events of the Easter story. And at Easter time, Christians remember and celebrate Jesus dying on the cross and coming back to life again. But why is Easter so important for Christians? Well, Christians believe that when Jesus died on the cross, he was taking the blame for all the wrong things that we say, think, and do. And because Jesus died and came back to life again, that means that people can be forgiven and that people can become friends with God. And that's the good news of Easter for Christians. Now, I hope you have a wonderful Easter time. Enjoy the Easter egg hunts. Enjoy eating your Easter eggs. But remember that the story of Easter shows people how they can be friends with God. Bye and happy Easter.